Hi, my name is Lisa Leali, and I'm the proud superintendent of Lake Bluff District 65. I'm here today giving a quick update on technology in the district, where we've been, where we're going, and what our next steps are. We know technology plays a big role in learning today, and we also know that many of you have questions about how we're using it in District 65. And I want to be clear, our approach is simple. Learning comes first, technology comes second. It's a tool that we need to use thoughtfully, purposefully, and only when it enhances student learning. When I began teaching in 1999, technology was a treat for students. I used to bring my classes to the computer lab. Kids were engaged. It was fun to see them light up when they got a chance to be on the screen. From that time on, we were building towards creating systems where all students had access to such an impactful tool for learning. And then we got to the COVID-19 pandemic, when technology was an essential lifeline for education. All students were provided a device so that it allowed us to continue learning when our classrooms had to be closed. It played a critical role in keeping our students connected to each other and to us. But now that we're past that and we're fully in person again, it's time to reassess the role of technology in schools and start to think about scaling back when it's appropriate. Technology is very valuable, but it needs to serve as a support, not as the foundation for student learning. We're trying to be very intentional about when and how we use it, ensuring that mostly students are engaged, active, and learning in ways that go beyond the screen. We want to create a balance where we're sticking to the qualities of a classroom that we want to see in Lake Bluff: active, engaged, and learning. This means that we are ensuring that technology is a partner, not the driver of the learning. So we began our work looking at technology and its impact on students back in 2017 when we started talking about social media. And as many of you know, this last summer, we ended with a book talk on The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. It sparked meaningful conversations in our district and in districts in Lake Forest about how technology is impacting our students, both academically and socially. Many of the insights from the book align with what we're hearing and what we're thinking about with technology, making sure that we are having students use it in a way that enhances learning, promotes engagement, critical thinking, but mostly real world skills. So we're making some changes. Based on data, teacher input, and what we know works best for students, we are scaling back screen time in many areas. This is an important part of what we're doing when we audit instruction. We're trying to see which apps and websites are having the most impact and which aren't really needed anymore. And we're scaling back when we see that more traditional methods are better and more effective. We also understand that safety is important for our students. And while we have and continue to have many safety pieces in place, we are now looking at how we keep kids safely engaged and focused. And one of the big areas for that is blocking YouTube. Student access to YouTube will be blocked starting on March 1st, which means students will no longer be able to access it unless a teacher sends a video. And that video will be a link that does not allow students to see anything but the video that the teacher is trying to share. We also know that many of you are concerned about our devices coming home when you are trying to limit screen time there as well. So next year, only 5th through 8th graders will be taking their devices home at night. The kindergarten through 4th graders will be keeping their devices at school and again, using them thoughtfully throughout the day. There's potential that 5th grade may transition to keeping their devices at school as well when they move to iPads. Speaking of that, all of our students will be transitioning to iPads in the next 2 years to ensure that the device they use is focused on creation and hands-on learning, which the iPad supports. Also, we want to stay aligned with what our students are going to need to be able to know and do before they get to Lake Forest, District 115, where MacBooks are being used. We are also excited that the iPads will allow parents the ability to manage the devices after hours more easily. They will all have the ability to be locked down. And we are currently considering locking down the devices from our end from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. daily. More information to come on that soon. We are also going to be taking away some iPads from our youngest learners. Kindergarten classrooms will only have 5 iPads in each classroom, only available for a center, kind of like when we were young and there were cassettes. I might be the only one that's old enough to remember that, but a center where they might be able to access listening to stories or looking at pictures when they're listening to a story. I want to reassure you all that schools are required to be in compliance with the latest filters and safety software and websites to make sure that our kids are safe when they're using our device. And last but not least, we are not using technology as an option for free play anymore or as a reward. That will impact some of the parties that we have moving forward next year. I know our kids love watching movies, and while we might show clips to show with our instruction, we're going to be discontinuing the practice of full movies during instructional time. So I want to make sure that everyone's aware of these and aware of the process that we've had for making these thoughtful decisions. We will continue to monitor how things are going. We'd love to continue getting your feedback. So please, if you have suggestions or thoughts, email your classroom teacher, email your principal, or email me. And we'll keep talking about this. The community conversation is really important. We want to make sure that, again, technology is a tool, it's not the foundation, and that we're prioritizing real, meaningful, effective teaching for all of our students and teachers. Thanks so much for being a part of this journey with us. Thanks for listening in. Every student, every day here in Lake Bluff. Take care.